Hi Gemini, Happy New Year to you. It is me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. Thank you so much for being here and thank you so much for joining me, and a Happy New Year to you. I hope it is an amazing one. So if you haven't yet, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It truly means the world. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, I would like to bless all of my cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the week ahead of the year, month, gosh, I don't even know which day it is. What are we doing again? Let's see what January 2019 has in store for you. How exciting is this? A brand new year. So your actions and your interactions with the world at large. Let's have a look. So you get the Hanged Man. Your actions and your interactions, it kind of feels to me like this month you're going to be slow to act. Gemini, take your time. Take your time to do what you need to do, but more importantly, take your time to allow things to unfold. This is a month basically, especially with this as your actions and your interactions, this is about taking your time, and it's also about crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Take your time. You have all the time that you need, and you will have all of the time that you need. The fact that this falls in your actions and your interactions as well, this basically suggests that if you've got something to do, if you've got something that needs to happen, state what you want, what you expect and what you need, and leave it there. Don't go in and badger and double check and check. You know, go in, say what you want to say and leave it there. Leave it at their feet, because I kind of feel like that's the best path for you. Your actions and your interactions with the world at large is what you do, and the Hanged Man basically says take a rest, take a moment, take a beat. But it also talks very much about the Hanged Man talks very much about you, or rather, what is the best way to have or to get what it is that you want. Sometimes to do nothing and allow it to come to you. And that's what I kind of feel. This is a month for you to take it easy. Take a moment, take a rest. Don't rush. You have plenty of time to do everything that you want and need to. So your money and your materials this month. Let's have a look. You've got, interestingly enough, the Page of Pentacles next to the Hanged Man as well. So in terms of your money and your materials, there's a couple of things that strike me here. The first one, in terms of your physical health, this is about dedicating more time and effort to it, not just because it's January, not just because it's a New Year's resolution, but really saying to yourself, how am I going to get the best out of myself? If I'm happy, if I'm healthy, if I'm sleeping well, if I'm eating right, getting all of these small things in check are going to build up to a bigger experience, you know. And the Hanged Man is basically saying take your time. You know, don't just do it all in once and go like from, I don't know, eating 20 pepperoni pizzas a week to all of a sudden being a vegan. It's not going to happen. Take your time, do the process gradually. And in terms of your money and your materials, this is basically saying that you can grow what you want, whether it's a hobby that becomes a business, whether it's a business that becomes more lucrative even. Making up words here as well. You know, with the Page of Pentacles and your money and your materials, this is about something that you do in a small way is actually a lot more lucrative if you look at how you can either market that skill or how you can turn a hobby into a business. It also says that you are looking to increase your finances this year. You are looking to increase the yield of money that you get from what it is that you do. I kind of feel though that the month of January isn't just about taking your time, but it's also about making the plans. It's not enough for you to say like, oh, I would like more money. You need to put some kind of plan of action in. And I really feel that once you start putting pen to paper, you will come up with some cracking ideas of how you can make more money, and more importantly, how you can turn your skills that you already have into jobs, into work, into money. And I really like that for you, because it kind of suggests that even though you'll be, you know, for those of you that work for other people or work for companies and whatnot, it kind of suggests that there's an element of freelancing here, you know, especially with the Hanged Man, because it's, you know, it's work but separation, because it's next to the Page of Pentacles. So your communications with the world at large this month, you've got the Five of Pentacles. Now this is really interesting. You know, you want to increase your finances, you want to increase money, you want to increase the yield. My advice to you, because the Five of Pentacles is not a great card, it's actually, you know, it's a tough card when it comes to finances and all of those things. I want you this month, Gemini, to bite your tongue every single time you say to somebody, oh, I haven't got the money to do that, or I'd like to do this but I haven't got the money. Bite your tongue. You may not have the money, but if you keep speaking those words, you're going to perpetuate that experience. This is the month for you to really get clear on the self-fulfilling prophecies that you keep speaking. The Page of Pentacles is basically saying you've got all the resources that you need, you know, in terms of the skills, the ability, you know, even the plans. If you get, like I said, if you put pen to paper, you have everything that you need inside you to make yourself more abundant, to make what you do more lucrative. If you keep telling people this story of, I don't have money, or I can't because I haven't got that, or I need this in order to do that, that's what you will get. This is about really catching yourself in the act and catching yourself in the habit and saying, right, no, you know what, I need to stop saying that I'm poor, I need to stop saying that I'm not this. And this isn't just to say that overnight magically that means that then all of a sudden you will be rich. What I'm saying is you need to shift the vibration, and this is the month where that needs to happen for a lot of you. So let's have a look at your emotional sector. For those of you that are, well, for single, partnered and familial ties, you've got the Three of Wands. And I love this because it falls right next to the Five of Pentacles. And this suggests to me, you know, I just want to talk about this firstly. This kind of suggests to me that by thinking bigger, by thinking broader, by taking it outside of the box, you know, by expanding what you think you are capable of, and by saying to yourself, actually, you know what, I have been thinking small fry when really I should be thinking about having the whole damn fish. That is the words that I'm hearing in my mind, and the image that I have is it's almost like you're, you know, when you've got a balloon, you don't just go until it's a little bit inflated and then go, yay, do you? You blow it up until the point it's bloody expanded beyond that. And this is what you need to do in terms of what you're saying, in terms of your self-belief. You really need to expand it. In terms of those of you that are single, the Three of Wands basically says that if you are looking to meet somebody or you want to align with somebody, getting out there more is how this is going to happen. The Three of Wands is about out there. It's about expansion, excuse me. It's about expansion of vision. This is about being out in the world. So if you want to meet somebody, if you want to find a partner, if you want to find somebody that can be a companion, you need to be getting out there. You need to be thinking bigger. You need to be thinking broader. For those of you that are already partnered or married, this is great because it kind of suggests that the two of you are going to be looking outward in the same direction. I kind of feel like you've both got this idea of, you know what, this can be a good year. How do we make that happen? I really feel like for those of you that are partnered, you're collaborating this month, and I really like that because it's kind of like you've got, you know, not just a partner, but you've got like a, you know, you've got a Bonnie to your Clyde, or a you know, or a Johnny to your Clyde, or a, you know, Susan to your what are they called, a Thelma to your Louise, like whatever it is. I kind of feel like whatever partnership you are in, it's almost like both of you are like, yeah, you know what, this is going to be a good year. How can we do that? It's almost like you're going to bounce off of each other. This lack mindset, this you know, self-fulfilling negative speech about money or finances needs to shift though, and that's really important. I feel like there was a deep message in that. So, you know, what you're communicating about money and materials and finance and lack and loss and being without is just as important, and I really feel like once you nip that in the bud, like I said, bite your tongue. Every time you catch yourself saying it, bite your tongue, because eventually you're going to get sick of biting your tongue. All right. The first week of January, you've got the Moon card. Underneath the Hanged Man, you know, you're going to be feeling a little bit hot. Compared to most other people, I feel like you'll be feeling quite highly emotional in the first week of January. You know, with the Moon card, it always sees us gazing over our past and looking at things. This is a good thing though, because I kind of feel like you're going to be trawling through your past, and that's where sometimes we find gems and nuggets of wisdom. And in terms of this, it's funny because I'm seeing this string, like I was going to put this card here, and I feel straight away that this relates to the Five of Pentacles, and this is basically saying go back through your past and pinpoint the moment where you started to believe that you would lose, that you would not have, that you didn't have enough, that would always be your situation or your understanding of life. Because once you pinpoint that, you can start to address it, you can start to change it. So the first week of the month, like I said, a little bit emotional, but hey ho, that's not too bad. You could have worse, you know. Second week of January, you've got the Hierophant card next to the Moon card. This really feels to me like you are doing the work. You know, I've suggested what you could do, and I feel like Gemini is going to be like, yeah, well, you know what, Raph, I'm taking the gauntlet, I'm fucking take it and I'll meet you at it. With the Hierophant card here, you are establishing exactly what it is that you need to change, and you're going to go about, you know, finding in the real world people, things, places, situations, establishments, counsellors, all that sort of stuff. It's like you're making a beeline for what and who can help you disentangle your past. And I really like that, because it means to me, what it says to me is that you're putting in the work, like really putting in the work. Third week of January, you have the Hanged Man again, interesting, right underneath the Five of Pentacles. Don't be afraid to sit with what you feel. Don't be afraid to take a moment where you, not even take a moment, you know, if you have to, take a whole bloody week. Don't be afraid to take moments where you stop and look back and reflect, because through that reflection you will come to understanding. The beauty of the Hanged Man card is it's what I call the process of enlightenment. And enlightenment, as far as I'm concerned, is a 4-step process. Acceptance, whatever it is, whatever it isn't, just accept it exactly as it is. Once you accept it, you start to understand it. Once you can understand something, you start to understand what it is teaching you, or what the wisdom is in that. Once you gain the wisdom and then you apply that wisdom, that's when you become enlightened. And the third week I feel like the first week of the month you're going to be a little bit emotional, like I said, but I feel like the third week of January is when you will start to have those okay moments. You know, you'll understand what bonds or ties or attachments you need to cut, and that's a really good place to be in. And then the fourth week, you've got the Death card. This is where you move into the realm of transformation. This is where you are ready to go into it and say, right, now I know what I know what I need to change. And the Death card comes along in the fourth week of January, where you say, right, okay, enough of this shit. I've got my understanding now. Now I'm about what is next. Now I'm about where do I go from here? I'm about how do I transform this, you know, how do I transform this and how do I change it? And that is really, really great, because it kind of suggests to me, Gemini, you are having the first month of the year isn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows for you, but it is going to be deeply informative and deeply transformative. And the beauty of that means that you come into the new year in a state and a space of learning, but it also means that you come into the new year understanding that the process of change means that you can create whatever it is that you want. And because you're doing it within the space of a month, you can then just expand that same process and keep doing it month on month. So until, you know, right up until December 2019, you look back and you say, wow, look, every month I've managed to transform or evolve some part of myself or some part of my life. And that is a true place of strength. Your key to the month, you got the Devil card. Interesting, because I think Taurus got this card as well. So the Devil card is basically saying whatever your addictions are, whatever you're tied to, especially this Five of Pentacles, this lack mindset, this you know, I don't have enough, I've never had enough, I'm not going to have enough, or I don't, you know, I want to do this but I can't because I don't have that. Get out of that. This is why I say to you, bite your tongue, catch yourself in the moment of saying it. Have an elastic band. I mean, I don't have this for that reason, but whatever it is, you know, have something in place so that every time you see yourself telling yourself a shit story about bollocks things that have come from other people or some other event in your life, you can catch yourself mid-sentence and bite your tongue so that you can say, you know what, I'm not going to keep saying that. I might not have the money now to do this, but I will have the money, and the way that I'm going to get the money is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, you fill up the whole bloody alphabet with ideas that can make you money. You are a Gemini. Your mind works 10 to the dozen. You have ideas that most people wish they could come up with. And more importantly, you have the social skill to talk to people to make these things a reality. You can change something fundamental about your life on a really deep personal level this month, Gemini. Make it happen and catch yourself in the act of this self-fulfilling prophecy. And I promise you that by the time this month is done, you will be so astounded with what you've managed to achieve on an internal level and therefore apply to your external world. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have an amazing week. I'll see you very soon for more videos. Take care.